Barney, the charismatic enigma here, and you are watching the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast.
Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, some rosy on the wood. I'm standing on the shit so you can get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, something rosy on the wood. And bitch, I got the belt so you just get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. I am turning, big old wood I'm burning, big old booty I'm dirty,
big old, I put her in. Plus, you know, I'm about to give her that weight. Yeah, she in there living like China. I'm on a shirt to referee. I put a ring on the Stephanie. Me and the team is good in the legacy, winning the goals separately. Yo.
I had to change the name. Rolly the fan is playing. You couldn't find a stain.
Bitch, I'm
that damn good. Smoking no.
Yeah, yo. Yo. Sorry, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a little bit. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast. I do know we have a lot of new subscribers, so we will go into an introduction, I guess, and welcome you all formally. But to everybody that are already here, welcome to the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast. As you all know, I am your host, the illustrious, your role model, the blueprint. Yes, the blueprint. Dame Don. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast. I did notice that we gained over 40 subscribers from the Wrestlemania vlogs. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate each and every last one of you. On this episode, I'm pretty much just going to be giving you a Wrestlemania recap, of the week, a recap of the Wrestlemania week. I do wrestling podcasts on Fridays, and then I do just regular podcasts, a variety of topics on Mondays. On Mondays, I typically get a topic from like my Instagram or something like that. So with that being said, I do encourage everybody new to go ahead and follow me on my social sites. My Twitter is @DanDon, and the Instagram is @DonLife. So this is Monday. We are doing a wrestling episode. I've been having major issues with my WrestleMania vlog night 2. So hopefully I'm able to get that up on Friday. And then my non-wrestling peeps, you all are just going to have to wait until next Monday. I'm sorry. One more week, and then we'll be back on track. We'll be back on schedule. But I have to do a WrestleMania recap before I talk about the terrible driving in Dallas and me being overwhelmed with a plethora of shit at this point. But we'll talk about all that next Monday on our non-wrestling episode. Again, thank you guys so much for subscribing, for liking the video. I just want to tell you all straight away, our next live event that we are going to is AEW Dynamite plus Rampage. I think that is in June. May or June, something like that. And then I'm also considering I'm also considering Hell in a Cell, which is in Chicago. That's about like an hour away from me, so I'm also considering that. But there's no guarantees. But let's just jump right in and talk about WrestleMania week. So for those of you that don't know, for those of you that are new, WrestleMania was a birthday trip for me. I actually booked it at the last minute. I booked all of that in like 3 to 4 fucking weeks. I don't know fucking how I did that, but it was a birthday gift for me. So happy birthday to me. I will say that this is probably the best birthday I'll probably ever have ever. Like, this was the best birthday I will ever have ever in like the history of life, in the history of birthdays. I don't see it getting better than this unless like my wife and kids can top this somehow. I don't have a wife and kids right now, by the way. So unless my wife and kids that I don't even have right now can top the birthday that I just had, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think my birthday will be topped that just happened. And we'll dive into why. WrestleMania was the best live show I've ever been to. I have done the big three so far this year. I did SummerSlam, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and I am kind of eyeballing Survivor Series in Boston, Massachusetts. I've been kind of looking out for that day, and they did just drop the day recently, so I'm kind of eyeballing Survivor Series, and I kind of just want to get the big four done in a year. Just wrap all that up. Speaking of wrap up, do you see the additions to the set? Look at the Queen. Look at me and the Queen. Look at me and the Queen. And the Queen retained at WrestleMania. Didn't I tell y'all? We're not even gonna jump in. But I do want to say that WrestleMania was absolutely stupendous. Absolutely stupendous. The whole week lived up to the hype. It lived up to the name. My sleep schedule right now is still fucked up because of WrestleMania. Like, I have been sleeping nonstop. I've just been exhausted. I was literally so exhausted that on the plane, like, I slept literally the whole flight. I didn't even see the snack cart lady. And usually on flights, like, if anything, I'm gonna wake up when I hear that fucking snack cart. I didn't budge. Like, that's how I knew I was tired. I slept the whole fucking flight. I was literally exhausted. I was so exhausted, but it was so worth it. I mean, I was literally sleeping like 3-4 hours a night because after the shows, you're just fucking wired. You're literally just fucking wired. Like, your adrenaline is going. You're just up. Like, you're just up. So I decided last minute that I was going to go to NXT because I had to go see Mandy Rose. I had to go see God's Greatest Creation, the baddest bitch in the game. I had to go see her. I decided at the very last minute. I was already in Texas when I bought my ticket. And like, I was sending it to her on Instagram and she's watching it all. And then I sent her a picture of my shirt like, good luck, Mandy. And then she reposted it. And then, like, she just reposted me the whole way. She reposted me like before I got there, then during the match, and then something after the match. Like, she reposted all three things. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I was talking to fucking Big Sean on Twitter. Then I was talking to fucking Charlotte Flair on Twitter. And I mean, fucking Triple H and Stephanie got off the elevator right in front of me. So let me I have put this video up on my YouTube. So if you haven't seen this, please go back and watch this. But let me just preference this. I'm literally leaning against the wall. And the elevator opens. And it's Triple H, Stephanie, and a girl. Just some random, I don't know if it's like a publicist or a manager or whatever. But it's just this lady. And they just walk out and they're just power walking through like they're not Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And so like they walk out the elevator and I'm like, there's no way. Like that, there's no way that's Triple H and Stephanie, but like, I'm just like, I'm going to follow them anyway. So and then I'm following them. And then Triple H kind of turns his head a little bit and I'm like, holy shit. And grabbing my phone, I'm like, this is Triple H. I'm like, what the fuck, Triple H, I love you, da, 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 da. And that was the video you saw. But I'm like, bro, they literally got off the elevator right in front of me. Then I had ended up getting to the show at like 4. I didn't even realize the show started at 7 on night 1. I'm like, what the fuck? I was there for 3 hours with nothing to do. Phone fucking dead. I just kept going to charge my phone and shit. So one of the times I was getting up and leaving out, Johnny Knoxville is like in a full-blown drunken argument with a fan about God knows fucking what, arguing with a fan. Like, it was just crazy. And then fucking Vince McMahon. I saw Vince McMahon live. For those of you that don't know, I keep saying that. For those of you that don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that. But for those of you that don't know, Vince is like an idol for me. Vince is like I don't even know what you would call Vince for me, but I always wanted to see Vince live. Vince is the only McMahon I have never seen live, and I just always kind of assumed it was never going to happen. Like, here in where I'm from, like, we just get random pay-per-views. We just get random Raws or SmackDowns. So, like, I never really seen Vince, like, just appearing on one of these random shows that we have here in my hometown. So to go to WrestleMania and watch Vince, I'm sure in his last match ever, take his last stunner ever that was absolutely awful, watch Stone Cold in his last match ever, and give Vince McMahon the worst stunner ever. Like, it's just like, it's so crazy to wrap my head around everything that happened this week. Like, it was literally like I was living in a dream. Like, it still almost doesn't feel real. I have so many pictures and videos, and I also will go ahead and just do a photo dump tomorrow. What's today? Monday. I'll do a photo dump tomorrow. So I'll post this either tonight or in the morning, and then sometime tomorrow I'll do a photo dump, a 20 picture photo dump from all events, NXT, SmackDown, Raw, and both WrestleManias. Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania was very, very interesting. When you heard those guys on Raw yelling, "We are idiots, we are idiots," and what was the other one? "We are losers, we are losers." I was sitting right behind those guys. Like, they were literally like in the seats in front of me. And I can confirm they did look like idiots and they did look like losers. They were a drunken fucking mess. Everybody in my section smelled like they haven't showered since SmackDown. Like, you can kind of tell everybody was just really exhausted and drunk and hungover, and they fucking stunk. Like, I don't even think I sat in my right seat for Raw, but that's where I sat. That's where I sat. Like, I honestly think I was supposed to, like, scooch down some more, but I just took the first fucking open seat that I saw. The Superstore was amazing. I spent a lot of money at the Superstore. I got this really cool, I don't even know if you can see it here. I got this really cool Undertaker rest in peace thing here. I obviously met the Queen. That was at like a Cricket Wireless meet and greet. And that is also posted on the YouTube as well. I got this at the Superstore, and this is actually autographed by the Queen. I'm not sure if you can see that autograph, but this is actually autographed by the Queen. And then this is another autograph by the Queen. And then that is my SummerSlam replica ticket. We got some pops, and we got shit everywhere. We got the fucking blueprint. We got shit everywhere. Charlotte pins, fucking Undertaker pins. We got everything. We got some of everything. Like, it was like non-stop fucking shop till you fucking drop. It was amazing. I loved every bit of it. I did go to Wrestlemania. I was late, so I missed like Montez Ford. That was another thing that I just decided that I was just like, oh, like, there's nothing for me to do. I'm just going to go to Wrestlemania. But what was crazy is I couldn't decide if I wanted to go to Wrestlemania or the Superstore. And I was just going to go to the Superstore because you could play like WWE 2K there and shit like that. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to go to Wrestlemania or the Superstore. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go to Wrestlemania. Whole time at the Superstore, they were doing the Undertaker reveal of the statue. So why the fuck didn't I just follow my first mind and go to the Superstore? And the Wrestlemania was not that good. Like, the performers, everybody on stage really did what they were supposed to do, but the crowd was not really, like, interactive. Like, the crowd was just kind of bland. The crowd was just kind of there. The loudest the crowd was when I was there was for fucking Tom Phillips and fucking Toxic Attraction. That was the loudest the crowd was the whole night. Otherwise, it just really wasn't there. But it wasn't anything the performers were doing. It was just because, like, the crowd just was there and bland and, you know, just there and bland. There and fucking bland. I really enjoyed the WrestleMania panels. I really did enjoy the Undertaker panel more than the women's panel, only because the host of the women's panel asked more questions than we did. Like, I don't know what her name was. I don't know if it was Megan or Sarah. I don't know who the fuck it was, but she asked more questions than we did. She's like, oh, you know, let me just piggyback off that. Like, oh, and well, what did you think about this? Like, bitch, you see them every fucking day. This is not your time to be asking them questions. This is our time to be asking them questions. And Byron Saxton, when he did the Undertaker panel, he just kind of came in and was like, you know, this is y'all time. He didn't ask anything. He didn't jump in at any point. He was literally just letting people ask questions the entire time, just lined up to ask questions the entire time. The women's panel, she just kept jumping in and asking all these questions, and then it started winding down towards the end. And like, they're pulling little kids to the front of the line to ask these questions, and we'll talk about my issue with little kids. But they're pulling little kids to the front of the line, and then they get to the front of the line and they're like, Trish, do you think you'll ever face Charlotte Flair? And I'm just sitting in the back of the line like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I have a legitimate question. Like, I watched Trish Stratus retire at Unforgiven in 2006. Trish was crying, Lita was crying, Lillian was crying, I was crying. Like, I have a legitimate question for Trish. Like, this is somebody I grew up on. You probably don't even know who the fuck Trish Stratus genuinely is besides the match that she had with Charlotte Flair that you're asking her about if she's ever going to have with Charlotte Flair. It was just like, you know, I really wanted to ask Naomi to unblock me on Twitter, and I just never got the opportunity to ask my questions because there was these little kids just asking questions that they just didn't really make any sense. They just didn't really make any sense. Like, I really do know, like, a lot of these events are for little kids, but I also feel like they have to understand too, like, we are those kids that didn't have the money to go when we were kids, so now we're going now. So don't be looking over us because we're adults, but because, like, this was my first WrestleMania, this is a lot of people's first WrestleMania, and this is like the first opportunity for us to look at people that we have looked at for 15, 20 years and not for little Kevin. Like, I'm sorry, but like, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Like, we have been looking up to them longer than you have even been thought of, probably longer than your parents like have even like my rant is over about little kids, but I'm just saying, wait, no, my rant is not over about little kids. When I went to Friday Night SmackDown, I was surrounded by little kids. And when little kids sit on the floor, I'm not really sure what it is, but all they do is complain that they're tired the whole time. I want parents to stop bringing their kids to shows and sitting on the floor if the little kids don't know, like, what they getting into. Because every time I sit on the floor and there's kids around me, the kids be like, I'm tired. And it's always like a 2-hour SmackDown. So like, I can't even imagine a Raw. But they're always like, I'm tired. Or the last time I went to Raw, they were like, I like watching on TV better. I like watching on TV better. But when I went to SmackDown this past time, they just kept saying, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Like, you're not tired. I just went to fucking WrestleMania, NXT, SmackDown, Monday Night Raw. Like, I slept a total of 8 hours in the last week. You are not tired. What do you do all day besides sleep? You're not tired. I'm fucking exhausted. And actually, that leads me to my surprise, because I did have a surprise after Friday Night SmackDown, and I didn't end up going to it just because I was so exhausted, and I started getting a little sick. And so I guess I can go ahead and tell you what that was now. It was actually a Matt and Jeff Hardy meet and greet. I was going to have Matt Hardy sign the other half of this title, and I was also going to get some action figures off Amazon and get those signed as well. But I was honestly just too tired. I was coming down with something. I was like fucking sick or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it was just too much going on and I just couldn't handle it. So I just didn't go. But that was the surprise. Another really cool thing too that happened was I met a lot of people that were actually following me on Twitter. And they were literally just randomly walking up to me like, bro, I follow you on Twitter. What's up? And I'm like, what's up, bro? What's your Twitter? Like, so that was really cool to just be like, oh, I follow you on Twitter, bro. What's up? That was really cool. So I actually met a couple people that were following me on Twitter. The guy that was in my Night One podcast, he was actually one of the people that I ended up meeting with from my Twitter. He was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that. to sum up the week, WrestleMania was very much stupendous. It most definitely lived up to the hype. It was worth every single penny. Like, I would do it all over again. I even missed my flight on the way there. Like, on the way back, I missed my flight. And my 4-hour travel day turned into a 13-hour travel day. But I still wouldn't trade it. Well, I'm not going to say I wouldn't trade it. I would definitely try to make my flight the next time. But I wouldn't trade anything else. It was very, 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 very tremendous. I also seen Matt Riddle on the airport, at the airport on my way leaving out. I seen Matt Riddle checking in his bags for Southwest. We were checking in our bags, and I seen him there. Of course, the run-in with Triple H and Stephanie, Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens defacing the Stone Cold poster at fucking WrestleMania Access. I was there for that. I got the picture with Otis. The Miz was there. Matt Riddle was there. It was just a crazy, surreal experience. It was really, really surreal. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm definitely eyeballing WrestleMania 39. That is in Los Angeles, California. Next year's WrestleMania. I'm definitely eyeballing that. And it should be a little easier because I think I'll be a little closer. Well, no, I don't think. I know I'll be a little closer, and I will talk about that on Monday's episode, which is a non-wrestling episode next Monday. This coming Friday, I'm really hoping that we do get the WrestleMania Night 2 vlog up. However, if it does not get posted this Friday, there won't be a show Friday, and then I'll just come back with the non-wrestling episode next week. But to all the new subscribers, thank you guys so much. When we do our regular episodes, I do just kind of cover wrestling events from the week and just talk about everything that's going on, talk about everything that is happening in that time. And then, like I stated before, Monday is just a variety of topics. So that is all I have for this week. WrestleMania was absolutely stupendous. Make sure you follow the social sites at Don Life on Instagram and Dame Don on Twitter. That is all I have for you this week. I am your role model, the illustrious, the blueprint. Dame Don. Deuces. See you Monday.
That nigga cold, dog. I got a cold shoulder for a fuck nigga if he prove he a mob. I'm pulling up, I got the hammer. I'm Savannah. She ain't there throwing that ass at me, but I would not fuck if she Bama. She call me Billy like badass, I call her Billy like Jean. I never slack on the fast cash, even the jacket is jean. If it's a problem, I'm coming direct. I ended up making